First off, I want to apologize for this video being late. The patch notes came out yesterday. I'm filming this, when the patch should have been live, but they have tweeted out that it has been delayed. And I've been dealing with going viral over on Twitter. It's been a very weird experience, and it's one that has been both entertaining and just the absolute hate fest that has been befalling on my heads by people who don't know what they're talking about. It's entertaining for me. And so I don't know if you guys have seen any of those takes and those reactions. And if you follow me over on Twitter, I appreciate all the love and support. So that's kind of what I've been dealing with. So I'm really excited to get back into actual game coverage and talking about games with you. And that's what we're going to do in today's video. We're going to go through the patch notes, the 2.02 patch notes. Again, the patch itself has been slightly delayed, but I'm going to give you guys my thoughts as we dive into it as we do. So hello everyone, and welcome to another New World video. My name is Brian. If you happen to be new here, if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Over 15,000 of you have hit that subscribe button, and it really does mean the world to me. And we've got so much to talk about this year alone. New World is just getting better and better, and I can't wait to share some expansion excitement with you guys. I'm assuming here, now that we're in August, we're going to start to get that news and information here pretty soon. Anyway, I apologize. I've made this intro more about me and longer than necessary, but let's dive in. Greetings, adventurers. New World Update 2.02 downtime will be, didn't make it, on August 2nd, and it's going to last approximately 1.5 hours. Now for this, they're focusing on some performance changes. They've implemented a performance change to the way that shaders are loaded in the game's client. This change is expected to enhance the overall gameplay experience by reducing instances of frame hitching and stuttering. However, it is important to note that there will be a notable impact on game boot up time as a trade-off. Personally, perfectly fine with that kind of trade-off. The new startup time will vary depending on your local hardware setup, so less delays experiences on SSD hard drives and longer on HDDs in this case. During this process, your client will remain in the initial New World logo screen for up to a minute as it front-end loads necessary assets. We kindly ask for your patience while you experience this new personal start time benchmark. We will closely monitor player feedback and telemetry on client performance after this change in search for further opportunities and optimization. First, then they also, so that's one thing. Then they fixed a number of server crashes that disconnected players with lag detected error. For combat changes, and remember, they've been pushing out more of these combat updates roughly about once a month, once every, maybe every 6 weeks to every 4 to 6 weeks. And this gives them the ability to kind of adjust in a better real time to what the meta and the balance ends up being. This is what they said they were committing to. I'm really happy to see them continuing on this way. So they fixed an issue that allowed players to end the recovery of the blunderbuss ability splitting grenade early, and we've seen them talk about that in the various Forged into Tournems. They increased the amount of health players gain from the first 150 levels of Constitution attribute points. I'm personally really excited about that. I can't wait to see how that feels. They swapped the 150 dex and 300 dex attribute threshold bonuses with each other. Okay, cool. Gonna have to play around with that. The detonate heart rune is no longer able to deal critical damage. They talked about nerfing that, and that's what they did. They reduced the strength of the spear cyclone's slow effect from 50% to 30%. They limited the number of targets that could be affected by the spear's leeching cyclone perk to use to a single use of 3. Oh, to single use to 3, so it's an AoE now. And they reworked the sword's Achilles heel passive instead of it being a rend. Now, number of the targets that could be affected by the spear's perk in a single use to 3. Okay, well, I misread that, but there we go. I was like, how I read that twice did not seem to make sense, but hopefully that makes more sense to you now. For the Elite Sandworm Trial, they fixed an issue that caused players who died during the encounter to not receive rewards upon completion. For the Economy, Progression, and Gear, they fixed an issue that made legendary fish far easier to catch than intended. They introduced hotkeys to gear set storage, so you can now specify hotkeys to swap your current loadout to a specific gear set storage loadout. They fixed an issue that made the Artisan Fishing Pole unusable. For the Season Pass, they fixed an issue that caused the Earn of XP seasonal XP activity to display incorrect text. They fixed an issue that caused the Season XP reward from crafting gypsum casts to not scale correctly when crafting multiple casts at once. They fixed an issue that prevented players who did not earn a gear set slot through the Season 1 Season Pass from purchasing it through the store. And they fixed an issue that caused the journey task Call of the Ancients to not properly record song completion. For Season Trial, they fixed an issue that caused Horde Master Boss spawn less monsters than intended. They fixed an issue that caused large gray planes to be visible within the arena space. I've seen this actually happen a couple times. They fixed an issue that caused long load times for some of the seasonal content. For quests, the Breaking Some Egg quest now no longer necessary to travel to the Neopolis, and the Hatchery Soul trial immediately unlocks after applying the oil. They reduced the enemy health and damage of Break Some Egg Soul trial. The NPC spawned guy no longer spawns in the world, and removed lingering missions from the old First Light, as a zone no longer is accessible to the Angry Earth. For the game modes, they increased the amount of personal score points gained from contesting outpost control points by 40% in Outpost Rush. For 3v3 arenas, right now for the next 2 weeks, Brimstone Sands Arena has been activated once again as a part of this 2-week rotation and will remain active until 8/15, and the original Soul Warden's Proving Ground will then be active. I wonder if we will get to see them continue to add in more of those arenas and we end up having kind of like an automatic rotator. It'll be interesting to see, especially as they add in some OPR maps, as that is rumored. I believe they talked about it, but don't quote me on that. Maybe I'm misremembering. For the UI and the UX, they fixed the issue where the minstrel pattern items could not be crafted even though you had the materials. They fixed a rare issue that prevented players from accessing their seasonal journey and activities. They fixed the texture loading issue that caused the chat window to become white. They fixed an issue that caused chat channel tooltips to be incorrect. And they fixed an issue to the name that made localization text on faction boards incorrect when no PvP missions were available. And those are the patch notes. We'll obviously have to wait to see when this patch goes live. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the Summer Medley Fair. I had my birthday stream this last Sunday, and hopefully what we'll end up doing is making Sunday kind of a more relaxed time to come and hang out. So if you guys are looking to get involved, I try to play as much as I can, and hopefully life gets more normalized so we can hang out, play some more New World together. But I'll leave that up to you guys. Thanks so much for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below, as all those help these videos and this channel grow. So I appreciate you all taking a chance on me and my content here, and I wish you all the very best. Thanks so much for being here. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. But until then, take care.